Hey everybody, welcome to Chat and Craft with Lorraine. My name is Lorraine Tierney and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in New Hampshire in the United States. And I love to make cards, I love to send cards, I love to share cards, I really love to help other people make cards either in person or virtually and online. You can find me online at chatandcraftwithlorraine.com. That can lead you to any place else you'd like to go in my social media world, I guess we'll call it. Today is Monday, August 19th, and I'm going to share with you a card I need to make for a color challenge. I haven't made this card yet, so I'm hoping that it works. Let me switch my camera over to just this view. There you go. See my desk. And I'm going to use most of a suite tonight that is in the new annual catalog. And if you've purchased with me in the last year, year and a half, one of these catalogs is on its way to you. It's a great catalog. It has lots of cool stuff in it. I can't show you anything inside it just yet, but I can show you the product that I have. So this is called the Winter, oh goodness, I have to look up the name of the suite. The stamp set and bundle are Winterly Treetop Nests of Winter. That's what it's called. And this paper is the Nests of Winter paper. So as you might imagine, it has birds, and somehow I could only find a little bit of this piece of paper with the birch trees on it and some pussy willows and birds on the other side. So it has lots of birds and pine cones, and then some more background kinds of patterns on the other side. I love this page. I can't believe I haven't made a card with this yet because I love just cutting this out and putting a sentiment. That's the other side. This one is great, and the dies cut out this double bird there. I like that one also. More pussy willows. And the dies cut out both this bird and this bird here. So it's really a fun set of paper. So we're going to use one of those papers tonight, along with the Winterly Treetops stamp set. And I hope you will like it. So the colors of this color challenge that I'm doing are peach pie, granny apple green, garden green, blueberry bushel, pecan pie, and gray granite. And I think I pretty much will have incorporated all the colors except for, whoops, I'll put it over here, the granny apple green. And my blueberry bushel, I'm taking a little bit of liberty with. This might be more of a night of navy, but I'm thinking it's close enough to go with blueberry bushel. What do you think, Melanie? Can I get away with calling that blueberry bushel? So I fussy cut that bird out of one of the pieces of paper. All right. So one of the other things that comes in this bundle is a great embossing folder. I think it's called the Birch. Oh boy, now I have to look this up because I don't remember. This suite's on page 31 if you have a catalog. So it's the Birchwood 3D embossing folder. And I'm going to use it on this piece of DSP. Thank you, Joe. I'm glad you think it matches too. So I don't often emboss DSP, but it's a really nice look when you emboss the patterned paper. So I'm going to run this through my stamp and cut and emboss machine, which is right behind me, but out of camera because I don't want it to shake everything. And now you'll see those trees have a 3D kind of texture going on. It's really kind of cool. So I'm going to put that on a piece of pecan pie. We got to order this sweet, demonstrators did, as part of Creativity Now, which is a demonstrator only event that Stampin' Up! Does for us. And just to have some fun and make some cards together and show us some behind the scenes kinds of things. It's a nice little perk. I'm going to use a garden green card base. So let's see, we have our pecan pie we're using. I don't know, I'm going to get rid of the granny apple green. Pecan pie, garden green, and blueberry bushel so far. I forgot to score this, so let me just do that real quick. And it actually was not 5.5, so now it is 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm scoring it at 4.25. Okay. So let's give that a good crease with our bone folder. And this is going to go on there, but I might use some garden green twine. So we're going to wait just a second on that. And I cut 2 of these cool labels out with a die from the Iconic Imagery bundle. This has been one of my favorite dies to use. I love this label shape. And it's great for this word celebrate here. We're not going to use that word today, but I do want to layer a little peach pie behind my gray granite label. So I'm going to cut this label in half. Hi, Jan. Hi, Kathy. Oh, I know, Jan, you love the greens. I think I use more greens because of your influence and how much you always gravitate towards those. I was not a big green person before that, but you've had a positive influence. Okay, so we're going to put these under here, but I think before I do that, we should stamp on this one so that it's not lumpy. Now I want to use either thinking of you always or sending thanks, but I don't want the word underneath on either of them. I think I'm going to do, I don't know. I think I'm going to do thinking of you. So when you want part of a sentiment, but not the whole thing, it's best to do it with your Stampin' Write markers, not the blends. The blends are alcohol based and won't work very well for this, but the Stampin' Write marker will. And this stamp looks just a little bit like it needs a clean. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to use the brush tip of my marker and try to hold this so you can see the 2 lines. There you go. And I'm going to just try to get the ink on the larger line of print, the top. It's the top line, but it might look like the bottom line the way I'm holding this. And a good tip when you do this is to really get it all inked up twice. And then you have to give it a little non-hygienic huff to keep it moist. And then you can stamp it on your paper. And we just get the thinking of you. And I used blueberry bushel for that, versus if I had inked up the whole stamp on my ink pad, we would have thinking of you always. And sometimes I just want it to be a little simpler. Let me close this ink pad up before I put something in it. So that's a good way to use your markers. All right, so now I'm going to put a little glue on the back of this and then line it up on here. So we just have a little bit that shows. I'm going to try to get that even. This is a fun way to make your sentiment label just stick out a little bit more, stand out a little more, have a little more oomph just by doing that. Now I'm not putting this on my card base yet because I think I want to put some twine on it. Hi, Bobby. So I like this little bird and his branch. And let's see if I need garden green twine around this. I'm not quite sure where I would put a bow. Let's just put a little around here and see what we think. I would tie my bow on that end, I think. We can always decide. Well, maybe I'll tie. What did I do? I made it very generous for only going around once and not so much for going around 3 times. Well, we're going to have to make this work, right? This weekend I was part of a stamp camp, and one of the questions we answered when we introduced ourselves was what was a color that we found we didn't use very much from Stampin' Up. And I think I said pool party. I didn't used to use pool party very much. But I also don't use blueberry bushel very much, I realized as I was getting ready for this class. And I love the blues. I'm not sure why it is that I don't use it. But let's see if we want that little bow. It's a tiny one. You tell me yay or nay whether we want that little bow there. I think I'm going to go ahead and pop up this bird, but I don't have any dimensionals right here. Why not? Oh, I have some within reach. Here we go. Well, I guess I'm using the little ones. Okay. So his wings are going to be freeform up there. Put his body and the branch will be down. Bobby says yes with the bow. Anybody else have an opinion on the bow? Yes or no? Or maybe it needs to be bigger. I don't know. Okay. Joanne says yes. You know, you hardly see those 3 things back there. So I'm going to do it. I'm twisted now, of course. Okay. I'm going to do it just going around twice and make that bow a little bigger. This is why when I'm not on a lie, hi Martha, you like the bow too? Okay, good. It takes me so long to make a card because nobody's here to stop me from continually switching things up. At least when I'm doing a live, I know you don't want to watch forever, so I have to stop at some point. Let's see if we can turn that. There we go. We can trim that later. I want it right there on the edge. And then if we had that there, and we put this here. I think I like the bow a little bit bigger. Diane, your bow challenge, bows are really hard, especially when you're on camera, but it is really hard to make a good bow. You just kind of have to play with it, and you have to remember who's boss. You're the boss of that bow. All right, so let's put this down. Hi, Deb. I didn't see you pop in there. Oh, good. So everybody that voiced an opinion went with the bow. That's good. Okay, so we'll put that down. And then I think I will also pop this up. And because I don't have any of the bigger dimensionals here, and I'm too lazy to put a million little ones on, I'm going to use some foam strips that I have. I think these are left over from a paper pumpkin kit, or I don't know, maybe I cut them in half, but I think the foam strips usually come the long way, the other way. But these will work. And it's much quicker. Okay. And I've managed to span that green bow a little bit. So that's on the front. I like that garden green and blueberry bushel. I'm not sure I'd have put these colors together, but that's what's kind of fun about taking a color challenge, is that it encourages you to try something new. These are the Earth Tone Shimmer Gems. Hi, Maria. And these are also part of the suite. And I wrote down the colors. They're copper clay, crumb cake, garden green, and very vanilla. So I think in keeping with the garden green, we'll put just a couple of, well, I don't know, that's so bright. I don't know. Let's color. Do we have a gray granite blend? I think we do. Let's try coloring a couple in gray granite. That bullet tip's not coloring that too much. Nope. Let's try blueberry bushel. That may also be very bright, but let's try it. This is the light blueberry bushel. Oh, that might be good. That's not too bright. Let me try the brush tip. These have a little bit of texture to them. Okay, give that just a bit to dry. We'll give it a good. You need the gems. Oh, because they have your earth tones in them. Okie dokie. You got them. So I'm going to put one right there. Ooh, Where'd it go? Oh, I have it. And one over there. I think I'll put one up there. So there is some Blueberry Bushel gems on that. Blueberry Bushel is a really nice blue. Maria, you are right. So we need our piece on the inside. And, whoops, it's right here. I was trying to think if there was something that we could stamp on the inside, but I don't really want to do the bird with the berries because this is not a Christmas card or the berry colors. The swag is nice. The pussy willows are nice. But I think maybe we'll just do a strip of the paper instead. Let's do that. I have a bunch of pieces of the paper over here. Let's see, how does that compare? Let's put a piece of the trees on the bottom. I think I'll cut it at about 3/4 of an inch, and this looks like it's 3 3/4. Yep. So I can just put a little tree right there for a little something on the inside. Oh, thank you, Melanie and Joanne. I'm glad you like it. This Winterly Treetops is the stamp set and bundle that we'll be using for our Stamp-A-Stack in September. So this August one is using Filled with Cheer. Is that what we're using? Yes, because we did the sled one first, Filled with Cheer for August, and then the Winterly Treetops in September. So I have lots of information about that Stamp-A-Stack on my blog if you're interested. Yeah, Martha, you'll love this stamp set. I'm glad you ordered it. The paper is really pretty too. I got a little carried away with the glue, and that just about slid right off. I'm going to need my adhesive eraser in a second to get a little schmutz off of there. All right, I have a couple other cards that I made with that event I was telling you, the Stampin' Up! Event. There we go, got that off of there. That I'll show you in just a second. So there is that card. Let's see. Here are the other ones that I made. This is one. So let me show you this one first. This is a great die that's in the bundle that makes that border. It's really, really cool. And when you take out the piece from this part and you think you're going to throw it away, don't throw it away. Lay it on a piece of cardstock and then use your blending brushes to blend around it. So this is just one piece of paper that twice we used the inside there to blend color on. It was a really, really fun technique to do. So those are a couple of the other cards. And then I made a Christmas card with a bit of a mixed media kind of feel to it. And this is like old music paper that crumpled up, and then I inked it with my ink pad and just did the thinking of you again right there on that one. So it's a fun set. You'll be able to order it in the next catalog, or if you're a demo, you can order it now. If you order your starter kit and become a demo, you can put this in your starter kit. And I'd love to have you as part of my team. And if there's anything I can do to help you make cards, I would love to do that. Just let me know, reach out and leave me a message, and I'd be happy to help you make cards. And I would love to meet you. All right. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. Tomorrow night, Tuesday, I have my Zoom class. Everybody's invited to the Zoom class. All the details are on the Chat and Craft Facebook page right now for what you need to prepare. A link will be posted tomorrow, and then you can join me. So I hope to see you then, and I'll be live again on I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday. My schedule is so crazy, I'm not sure which day. All right. Have a great evening. Bye bye.